Hello, hello, hello. This is David. You see my name and on the screen. I am an advocate with Wealth Transfer Alliance, and my identification number is on there. Let me give you a little background about myself. On this start of this process and at the end, I am an accountant. I've been practicing my craft now since 1968, and an income tax specialist from that time up until now. So my craft and my education is all in one because I've been doing it for myself since 1968. I also worked part time in the government for about 16 years, but then I came out in full time, my concentration upon what I do now. Now, I'm going to introduce something to you now. This is Wealth Transfer Alliance Technology. We're located in the state of Maryland, headquartered in the state of Maryland, and we are doing something that's unusual for people who may not know what they can do. And what we do, we're specialists in showing you how to avoid probate. Probate is something that's quietly withheld from citizens nationwide in the United States of America. What it is whatever you own from starting out. Let's take me for an example, starting out at age 20, from there until now, and what I have acquired since that time. That's in my estate. I want you now to understand you from you 20 years old, from now to you up to my age. It really doesn't matter. What I'm trying to emphasize in this presentation is to show you how we specialize in wealth transfer allowance technology, is to show you how to avoid probate. And to do that, we are now partnership with a company and a law firm that designed the software that you can put on your phone, your computer, your iPad, or wherever you want to use it to do whatever you want to do and avoid having your estate go to probate. Let's understand probate now. Probate, you can put a will. If you don't have a will, it's going to go to probate. Even if you have a will, it has to go to probate. And what the probate does, court does, is to hold your estate until the court is satisfied that it is going to benefit from it as well as you. What I mean by that is you put your will in this, your estate in a will and put it into probate court. It may stand there 5, 10, or 15 years. At the same time, whatever you have, your house, your cars, your jewelry, or whatever you have of a value, assets, it increases in value daily, actually daily. And it stays in someone else's hand to probate until they're ready. And when it's settled at probate court, the state has to pay the court. So the court now is projected for an example for 2020. I think it's 2034. They're projecting between now and 2034 to have around $66 billion that's going to come out of your hand and go into the probate court. And all you need to do is get an understanding, and then above all getting, we need to get an understanding. And once you understand how you can take your estate and you control your estate, we're going to set up a revocable living trust. As a revocable living trust, you are the trust, and you own everything except what you don't own. What I'm saying is your trust owns everything, and you're going to set your own person over your trust to govern your trust just in case something happened to you. And when if it does, then you would have it in now in your trust as opposed to having it in the probate. Yes, you can still have a will. You take the will and put it into your trust, and you have everything certified, notarized, and certified. And when that process happens, whatever happens, you're still in charge of your own estate. Your legacy is in your hand. So all the information on the screen is just to show you how you can share in a right now $84.4 trillion transfer of wealth between 2023, which has already started because this is year 2025. We're in June, halfway over the year 2025. Between now and 2045, you can share in $84 trillion transfer of your wealth, and it won't go into probate. All I'm talking about now is from this point on is you avoiding probate. Everything on the screen, you can stop this information and study it for yourself. And I do want to point something out on the screen because this is my website. What you see is my website, my picture, name, phone number, email, identification for the wealth transfer line. All that's on my website. And how do you get your website? You simply go down where it says log in, and you click on log in, and you're going to have to then put your personal information on there and actually enroll or log in to enroll. Now, this is, hear me, a business. Now, I've been in the income tax services for quite a while, and when I don't put out false information. Everything I'm telling you about the income tax law is in the law. I'm going to give you the law, and you can simply go to the Internal Revenue IRS.gov and search the law. So everything I'm telling you is right there in your hand. But you got to get an understanding and how to do what I'm talking about us, the products that we have, and your career. Now, your career in this is something that you really should listen to, because it is a business. It is a business. Wealth Transfer Alliance Technology is a conglomerate of different kinds of products. And 2 or 3 of them is in here, and you can watch the video. And if you are a member of a church, your pastor, trustee, head of whatever 501c3 or nonprofit, hear that word nonprofit. Hear the word nonprofit or partnership. Hear that word partnership. How many partners is in the ship? Well, don't need but one to say I'm the general partner, and all the rest of the partnerships then participate in operating the Wealth Transfer Alliance Technology business. And each one of those partners can have their own personal wealth transfer system, where you take your assets and put them in your hand in the partnership. Or you can do it as a sole proprietor. It doesn't really matter. What I'm talking about is when you go down to under here it says your career, look for it. Contact us, and you can log in. And once you log in, your website looks exactly like mine, with the exception of your name and all your information, your picture. You want it there. Whatever you want there will be there. But what you're looking at is the front door of your website. Now, many doors are behind the website. But what I'm trying to introduce you to yourself is that when you enroll, you're going to see yourself. And then once you do, you can also share in the $84.4 trillion that are currently being transferred. Okay, all the information that you see on my front door may not be on your front door. You won't see, you'll see your name and your personal information on these like you see mine on your website. But what I'm doing is listing things on my website that I want you to know about the Wealth Transfer Alliance Technology Company, and how you are going to benefit at least a 6-figure income once you decide to do this and set yourself up and follow the instruction. Now, they have training classes daily. Now, well, the other different kinds of training classes, I'll say. You have a back office, and in your back office is all different kinds of products that you can use for your business. Now, hear me, I'm going to keep saying that over and over again, because I am an accountant, and I'm trying to show you how to set up your own estate and use it as a business. All right, now let's move on. I'm going to spend enough time on it. I think we'll move on. So let's go from this point on. I'm going to hit it right one more time. You can enroll. See if it says a WTA enrollment form. Well, when you go there, that's how you're going to start your business. There's 2 different amounts you can start it at. All that's in when you click on or go to WTAenrollmentform.com. It's going to give you detailed information about 2 ways to start your business: as an affiliate or as an advocate. I'm advocating that you start as an advocate, because as an advocate, your benefits skyrocket. Your 6-figure income has come 6 different ways. But all that you're going to get in the process of getting an understanding, and that's what's in this video, showing you step-by-step process of how you set up your own personal wealth transfer allowance system. You can get some detailed information. Sometimes where it says WTAVIP.com. We'll go to WTAVIP.com and get the detailed step-by-step process showing you how to earn a 6-figure income simply by peaking and passing your interest. Now, peak The word pique is for interest. When you find someone with the same kind of interest that you have, you want them to have the information. So you want to transfer that information to that person in some kind of form so they can get an understanding like you. And then you have now passed your interest to that person, and you're going to monetarily and in other different other ways, but you're going to monetarily benefit from peaking and passing. You're not selling anything. You're peaking and passing, peaking and passing. Keep that in mind, and as a result of that process of peaking and passing, you're going to monetarily benefit in many other ways. Additionally, our URL enables you to use our website to show others how to earn a six-figure income like you. Watch my Good Life video. That's only going to take you to a system so you can enroll and also set up your own personal website. Now, the information on here now says a reward. It is a reward for you to avoid the probate. This is just to give you a pictorial understanding of your reward for avoiding the probate court, because you're now in control of your legacy by avoiding the probate court. If you don't follow the instructions to set up your own legacy in a wealth transfer allowance system software, using the software, then your estate will most likely end up in probate. If it does, then you are now trapped until you can get out. You know, it takes a while. I just recently, well, I won't say recent, but 3 years ago, my wife's parents went home to be with the Lord. Well, he went 2 years before she did, but they're both now in the same grave in the military, because he's military, and their family are buried together in the military grave. My point is, their estate is in probate. And we're trying to get this stay out of probate, because I actually didn't know about the probate when all that was happening, but now I do. And I went out and got my own system so I can use my own process. And you want to do that. And you know what? It's a 100% tax write-off. I'm going to show you in a minute, because my specialty is tax. And I have quite a few clients that can testify to you that I've been servicing them for years, and years. Since 1968, I've been practicing that craft, and I can really brag about it. If that's such a thing I can do, I can raise my hand and thank God for it, because He has allowed me to have that tool in my hand. Watch my Good Life video. Is going to take you to your own website. Now, chances are you won't be able to get on a rocket ship like you're saying here, but I'm trying to show you that is a reward for you to avoid probate. Leave your legacy behind. Let's avoid probate. Okay, I'm moving on, because I'm not going to rush this. I'm going to take my time in it, because I'm really trying to show you how to set up your own system to avoid the probate and not concern yourself with anything, because we're going to give you the step-by-step instructions as to how to put in whatever you want to put in your revocable living trust. Now, when we say put it in, we're talking about funding. You can put all your assets into your revocable living trust, but the number one thing we're going to end up talking about is you funding your trust. If you don't fund it, then it is not funded. Now, what I mean by funding is you have all the funding in your hand, which are your assets. Your everything is titled, like your car, your home, anything with the title on it. That's an asset that you can prove it. So that asset is put into your trust, and then we're going to show you how that's funding your trust. You have a funding kit. We're going to show you how to do all of that. You don't have to worry about anything except not doing it. Not to do it is the worst thing you can do. The best thing you can do is to take the action to do it. Now watch WTAVIP.com information, and that's the founder and the CEO, Professor O'Reilly, is showing you a step-by-step process of what you're going to lose by simply avoiding what we're offering. And once you do that, you want to share it with everybody you can share it with, because every time you do that, you're going to monetarily benefit. The more people you share it with, the more monetarily value it has for you and your family and your family's family. I'm going to move on, but I'm also going to take my time and do it. And now look, watch this. This is just to give you an idea. Everything here goes into your vault. WTAVIP.com. I'm going to show that offering, because I really want you to watch and Watch what the founder and the CEO of the company is talking about. Now he teaches at 2 or 3 different universities. He's a very well educated person, and what he has is something that he's given you and I now. He's located right here in America. It's an American-based company. It's a nationwide company. You can have it anywhere in the world. No license required. All you have to do is to understand what we're talking about. Now, left hand here, I put it up here. You can see your own personal website enrollment link is at watchmylivevideo.com. It's going to bring up what I showed you a while ago, your front page of your website. Okay, Wealth Transfer Alliance is USA estate planning technology worldwide. It's worldwide, and you can use the contact number here, which is a nationwide contact number. It's called a Magic Jack, which is the MJ stand for Magic Jack, and you can have it, and they leave you a message, or you can answer the phone. It's a nationwide phone number, and I use it for my business. I'm just trying to show you how your estate planning documents goes into your vault. It's an electronic vault. You don't want to go in the vault. You don't want to have the password, the code, and all the other tools that you need to open up your vault. It's an electronic vault, and it's an estate planning vault. And you're going to share in the $84 trillion that are now being transferred to go into your vault. It's really just simple. WTAVIP.com will explain that out to you. It's a nationwide 6-figure self-employed person. If you're self-employed, it's definitely for you. Go to WTAbenefits.com, and that's showing a self-employed or an unemployed individual how to take advantage of the process without having to spend a whole lot of money. You know, and really less than $500 and you're in business. And there's 2 different kinds of way to come in under $500. And the very instant that you spend it, it's deducted off of your income tax. My understanding to give it to you this way, but take the money out of your right pocket and put it into your left pocket. The money is still in your pocket. Take it out over here, start your business, and get it right back from the Internal Revenue right over here. That's what we're talking about when we say from right pocket, left pocket. Look, we're moving on. Living trust. The estate planning, what we're talking about is you having your own revocable living trust. That's all we're going to be talking about for this man on. And I'm not going to try to go too long on this, but I do want you to understand that this is a step-by-step process for you to do that. The phone number is on there for you to call, the email address. Just simply say, send me the information, or let's talk about it. And we're going to talk about it, and we're going to show you step-by-step process on how to take advantage of it. Now listen, under the new tax law that's just passed, and that's what they're talking about in the Congress even today, they're arguing over this new tax law, and it's telling you that you're going to lose your benefits as a deduction on your income tax. This tool here will replace everything that they're taking out because it's your business. And who are the business? Who are the trust? I just told you, you are the trust. And everything you do, you want it to be related to your business. And see, business expenses, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. Business expenses are tax deductible. Business expenses, products, tools, software, different kinds of things are deductible business expenses from your process. And if you don't do this, and the government does what it's doing with your tax now, you're going to be in a real bad situation with paying tax at the end of the tax season, because it's going to change like it did under the first time the current president was in the office. He changed it. For an example, he's telling many people on his tax, your limit for your tax is $10,000, and you have withholding tax out of your salary, you have tax on your home, you have different kinds of tax. He's limited to $10,000. Well, we come into Wealth Transfer Alliance, and we can show you how it won't be that way, even under the new bill. You do the same thing that the millionaires are doing on their tax, on your tax. But you have to follow the law. Don't break the law. Just use the law for the benefit. Moving on. Here, estate planning mistakes. The first mistake is that you don't enroll and become an advocate. That's the first mistake. The other mistake is that if you don't set up your own revocable living trust, it's going to go to probate. That's another mistake. So you don't have to make the mistakes that you've been making as you made this year. If you have not yet set it up, then you're under the mistake. Simply set it up and move on. Because once you set it up, it can't be unset. And then we said once you break it, you can't unbreak it. Once you enroll, you are enrolled. And it's your time in your hand. And your instructions is there daily. You don't have to go out and do anything. You can simply go to your software and it's going to explain to you step by step what to do. You do what it says, and then there's a team there to answer any kind of questions that you have regarding it. So it's nothing that you can do wrong other than not to enroll. Okay, don't make that mistake. Estate planning, this is different kinds to show you the two. Watch circle and circle. But don't make a mistake. Do not, what I'm saying is do not pass it up. Because you're protected, your assets, the laws, finances, guardians, death, even, you see what I'm talking about? So if you expire, you want someone to have your legacy in your hand except the probate. And if your estate right now, for instance, well, let's take, I know a person that home, they moved in a home in 2023, and the home was worth 300,000. Now the home is worth 900,000. So that asset is there. Now imagine a person taking that $300,000 house and have lived in it for 20 years, and now it's worth 900,000, and that person don't set up a revocable living trust and put the 900,000 value into the trust instead of going to probate. If it go to probate, it stay in probate 3, 4, 5 years, and that 900,000 value was going to continue to go up, and then the probate is going to take money out of that estate instead of leaving it in your hand. That's what we're talking about. Get an understanding. And I didn't say this as in Proverbs 9. It said get wisdom and get understanding. But above all, get understanding. Now look, here is an example of the will and the probate. You see the probate is up at the left top. That's the probate. It's got us in way again. Your estate plan goes into the probate. It's into the probate. The circle is the probate. In the probate, it's got your will into your probate. It's got your trust in your estate plan. You the trust. The power of attorney goes in there. This is how it look. This is how your process look. All right, I wouldn't intend to do that. But now look at here. Here's the mistake. Estate planning. If you miss what we're talking about, you're gonna miss the protection of trading assets, contest with the target commercial services, insurances, strategy, opportunities of success, business risk. All this is into your hand for you to have the power once you establish your trust. If you don't establish the trust, then you lose. That's all I'm saying. And that's all I'm asking you to do to get an understanding. Now I'm gonna slow down on this because I want you to see this is to give you something that you can see. On the right side at the top, that's the software. You're gonna get the software. And it's tax deductible, don't worry about it. The total cost of the business and the software is about $2,095. The software alone is $1,995. Tax deductible. The business is $495. Tax deductible. Those two amounts is tax deductible from the day that you establish it. And if you don't have all the money in your hand at that time, we've got a process to show you how to put it in and not to worry about it. So now you're set up. We got different kinds of tools to show you how not to pass it up. Because most often, the person that does not enroll is two things. They're thinking that it's too expensive, which is less than $2,000 for the software. And the business is an expense for the business. Now, let's say I start my business today and it cost me $495. And I decided I want to go to Hawaii to tell my relatives in Hawaii about it. Well, my plane ticket to Hawaii and my hotel and the food and the things I'm there, that's tax deductible. But I did see my family. And I did have them to show them step by step how to set up their own wealth transfer system just like I got. You see, but they don't do it. Let's say but I spent the money to go. It was more than the $495. So I got a tax write-off for my business expenses for going. I may not do it until 2 or 3 months later. I may have to go back and do it again. But what you see, what I'm saying is that you're running a business. That's what I want you to hear. And once you do that, then you're going to avoid the traps that's being passed into law by the government, and they passing laws to benefit not you primarily, but someone other than you. And you want to be benefited as well because you perhaps are a citizen paying taxes just like everybody else, doing the thing that everybody else is doing, except you don't have the money from the tax savings that they have because you didn't take advantage of the opportunity. Estate planning is a family. It's for your whole entire family. For you, and you, and you. Doesn't really matter. It's whoever you have in your family. That's what we're talking about. And all we're asking you to do is get an understanding of what we're talking about. Step-by-step process. Watch this as often as you can until you get an understanding. It's not going to leave, all this is going to be less than an hour. And I'm sure of that, because I'm halfway done now. And once you understand what you have in your hand, then you're going to get the understanding and have it, and then benefit from it more than just one way. You're going to monetarily benefit from it, from the process of you running a business. It's a business income, and you're going to have excess money over and above the expenses that your business operates. That's okay. It's okay if you have to pay tax. If you're making, let's say $400,000 a year, I'm just using that as an example, and add it on to what you're now making, you're not going to, your 400,000 is not going to be 400,000 in tax. Even if it was 30,000, it would be worth it because you still would have $370,000 left, even if you pay tax on 400,000. So what I'm saying is, don't be afraid or have fear of anything. One of the things that you have, the only fear that you're going to have is one of the 7 spirits that's inside of you. And that's the fear of the Lord. That's one of the 7 spirits of God that's inside of all of us, is to have fear of the Lord. That's all. Nothing else is you have fear of, because he can put the breath in your body and he can take it out. I'm going to move on because I just want you to get an understanding that you do not want to pass up this estate planning process for you to have your own revocable living trust in your hand, and your money is in your hand. And the probate court won't get it. But if you don't set it up, it's going to go to the probate court, and you'll have a hard time getting it out. Just like once the game is over, the king and the pawns go back into the box, probate. So all I was saying is to get you to get an understanding that you do not want your estate to go into probate. Now I'm about finished with this, but now I'm going to show you a video. You make sure you watch this video. If you're a member of a church, you want your church to get involved. You really do, because your tithes can be paid out of your estate, and the church can pay its tithes or whatever it does in the community out of the estate. It really can. In my church, we have a food distribution. We give food and clothes away every Tuesday in our church. So if we needed anything in our neighborhood, citizens in the community can come to the church and get free food and also clothes to put on their back. And that's because of the management of the tithe that the church is collecting, or a 501c3, or a nonprofit. Now, hear that word again? I said it a while ago. Set up this a nonprofit, and a nonprofit have benefits that other sole proprietors don't have. So partnerships have some benefits that a sole proprietor does not have. But I need you to get an understanding of all of that. But you can't. It's no use to you getting an understanding of all of that unless you have something to do. Now, this video will explain it. I'm not going to go into detail, but you make sure you come back to this video and pay close attention to what it has. It's talking about you. It's a video. It's a very short video. Okay, watch that. Now, see? All right. So we're going to move on to show you, that's the video, but you're going to come back to that. We don't have the time to watch the video now, but you can watch it. It's going to want to explain to you about your estate planning process, and you being nonprofit and all different kind of goodies it has in it. Okay, the estate planning technology landscape in 2023. This is to show you how money now is being transferred from year 2023 to 2030 to 2045. The estate planning process is started. Yours is still there. Don't worry about it. It's 40. It's 84 trillion. Just think of that. 84 trillion. But it's not going to sit there and wait for you forever. You have today in your hand to start it today. You see, because you know about it. Once God give it to you in your hand, then you use what he put in your hand today. So every day is God's day. That's what I tell my grandson every day. It's a beautiful day today, even if it's raining, because it's a day that God created. You can't control nothing except God controls his day. And every day that we live is God's day. And he put this estate planning in your hand today, whatever your today is, and you take advantage of it and ask him. He's going to follow you to give you what you need to make sure you're getting what we're telling you. We're not falsifying anything. We're telling you the truth. And all you got to do is just get an understanding and get aboard, and time is going to go. Watch my Good Life video is just to show you how your estate is going to work. It's all it's going to show you how your estate is working for you. That's what we're talking about. Watch my Good Life video. It's just your own website. Isn't that amazing? It's just your own website. And I'm showing you the front door of my website, but that's all I can show you, the front door. You're looking at the front door. I showed you earlier the front door, and here's my front door again. So 2 times you see your website. My picture up there, that'll be your picture. Your advocate will be up there. Your name, your phone number will be up there on your website. That's all we're talking about. I'm just showing you over and over again now. I'm halfway done, 30 minutes. We're going back. I'm going to try to do this within 35 minutes, and we're going to be gone. Because the last thing I want to talk about, I want to show you here, because you've seen this already twice. You can always see it again, just as simply going back and look at it. Oh, look, I'm at the end now. And this is the last one I'm going to show you, because to me, it's the most important one. My income tax video is a video, and it's showing you, Mr. Business Person, what you can do. Okay, and we are a nationwide probate-free estate planning software company. We're a technology, but we have the software, and the software is over 30 years, and it was developed by Barack Obama's classmates at Harvard University. And that's what the president called it. We developed at Harvard University 30 plus years ago, and we're now using this technology, a software in our technology company, to show you and especially you how to set up your own revocable living trust and take the worry off of anything going to probate. Take the worry off of anything having that you need, because you are in business, and your business can be operating your business a 6-figure monthly income for your business. All you got to do is get up off your hand. Now, if you sit on your hands on this, it's not going to work. Anyone who sits on their hand cannot eat. You can't get your hand from under your body to put food in your mouth. But once you stand up, get up off your hand, move your hand to put it in a position to get part of this $84.4 trillion transfer, it's going to come into your hand. My income tax video is about this tool. That's all it's about. And all I'm doing in all these URLs is pointing you to show you how to take advantage of this opportunity. It's independent business owner. That's what you're going to become. Understanding the new tax laws, you're going to get that, because the government's going to give it to you once they stop arguing. Okay, we are a nationwide free. We're free. All right. Use estate planning, and remember, all the products and services that you use are 100% tax deductible. And you need 3 things on your tax return: people, property, or rental properties are property, business are businesses. Now, you can start this business if you don't have a business, and it's 100% tax deductible. Take it out of your right pocket, put it in your left pocket. Take it out of your right pocket and say in June, and put it back into your pocket in January. You haven't lost anything, and now you have made money between June and January. Because the day that you enroll, you can start money coming in from the day you enroll. Okay, we're now 34. We've been now 35 minutes. We're going to stop. Have a good day. We're finished. Bye bye.